guys, today's video is going to be about Ehlers Danlos Syndrome specifically and the effects that it had on me and describing a little bit about what it is, because I'm willing to bet a lot of people don't know, unless you've heard the term or looked into it, you don't know a lot about it yourself. So Ehlers Danlos Syndrome is a category of issues that are connective tissue issues in the body. I'm going to use my knee example once more. So the connective tissue of the body is basically the scaffolding that holds everything together. It's not your bones, but it's these ligaments and tendons and all these soft tissue parts, meniscus, that hold your joints together. Without all these different ligaments and tendons, nothing holds together. And your skin itself is one of those artifacts that holds your body together. So your skin falls into that category too. So what Ehlers Danlos Syndrome is it's a connective tissue disorder, and it comes in various types and scales. My in particular one is hypermobility, meaning that tendons and ligaments on me are too laxed or too flexible. And like I was describing in a previous video, when you already have genetic abnormalities, like something in your knee where you don't have a groove and you don't have the right kneecap, add in all the ligaments around here being weak and volatile, and you have the perfect storm of disaster created for you. In the last 5 to 10 years, I discovered that it wasn't just my knees. I had always wondered, like, well, I guess I just have a really rare knee issue. That must be what it is, and I'll just fight the knee issue. But then as the years progressed, I had random things happen. Like my hip went out one time, and I didn't think much of it at the time. I just thought, well, I hurt my knees, I probably hurt my hip. And I've dislocated my shoulders a few times, and nowhere close to my knees, so it didn't really stand out as much. And then, of course, my lower lumbar starting to give way and having several semi-herniated discs. And finally, I had a doctor that I went to say, man, you really got a lot of physical problems. When he was looking at all my MRIs and x-rays, he's like, your whole body is really messed up. Have you ever been diagnosed with a connective tissue disorder? And I said, no, I knew I had some knee disorder that I inherited from my family. And he said, I'm going to refer you to a geneticist. There's a good one where you're located, and we should see about getting you tested for an actual connective tissue disorder. So I didn't find out until I was 41 years old that I had a formal connective tissue disorder, and that it is more systemic than I had thought. It mainly manifested in my knees because my knees had a specific additional deformity. They had the shallow groove, the flat kneecap, the high sitting kneecap, and put together then the weak ligaments around it, and then it turns something severe to catastrophic. And that's what happened with my knees. But as I've aged, some other areas have shown symptoms. My shoulders, once in a while, just by moving it the wrong way, can pop out of place. My x-rays and MRIs, my MRIs in particular, show a lot of soft tissue damage to my shoulders. So I've been doing more damage than I ever knew. My lower lumbar has a variety of problems. That's a combination probably related to this connective tissue disorder, but also repetitive strain, because with people that have knee problems know that if you're living life and doing stuff, if your knees are really bad and you're picking stuff up, you're not using your knees to pick stuff up, you're lifting with your back. Anyone that's been trained like in a work environment, you lift with your legs is how the saying goes. But when your legs don't work, you lift with your back. And so I used my back throughout my life to do a lot of that stuff, and I'm now paying the price for that. There's various different types of Ehlers Danlos Syndrome, and there's some that are much worse. So to a degree, I should be grateful that the version I got is so controlled. I have one that's connective tissue, hypermobile connective tissue, which is not great, but there are versions that affect the cardiac system where the muscles to your heart are weak, and you can lead to heart attacks and other issues, and they're considered to be life-threatening. Mine is not considered life-threatening. Don't mind the cat tail coming behind me. He's just wanting attention. But So I don't have that version, but I have a version that affects my body. I don't heal from wounds as quickly. It always took longer to heal from knee surgeries than I expected it to, even though I was so dedicated to the physical therapy. But I want to say that there's ways of working around this, and we're going to get into that stuff in future videos through nutrition, through supplementation, through your dedication to physical therapy and fitness. You can fight through amazing things and still live a functional life, sometimes within constraints. But what I'm hoping to do is be an example of someone that can live through this stuff and be functional, and let you know that you can do the same thing if you put the right effort towards it, and maybe I can help guide you in the right direction. So that's Ehlers Danlos Syndrome in a nutshell. There'll be more to come about that. If you experience this, if you happen to be diagnosed with this, if you're now thinking to yourself, wow, I wonder if I have this, feel free to write a message. I'm happy to chat with you about my experience and talk to you about what I've gone through and how I found my geneticist even. I'm willing to share those details as well. But I hope you found this video informative, and I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks.